Chakras. Not just a good name, but something that can aid you in your practice, opening you up to anything and everything. So if you're interested, guys, carry on watching. This week I'm doing a video all about the chakras and how you can open them up and close them afterwards, and why should we do it? Now these are all good pointers, and if you are interested, you're in the right place. So we're going to start with talking just a little bit about what they are and why we do actually use them. They have been taken out of context. People think they're a thing that is from the Middle East or from the Asian communities. They use a similar system, which is the chakra system, but they also add their own terms and specifications to them. In our lands, we use them in our way. So there is a slight difference. We don't meditate the same way and we don't use them in the same way. But if you are working the spiritual path, you are a light worker, a witch, a medium, a healer, anything that's to do with using the spiritual realms or using your inner powers, then you're in the right area to be using them. Why do we use them? Well, they are points of the body which have lots of energy. You have many all over the body. They're in your hands, they're in your feet, they're all over your body, but there are specifically larger ones which, if opened up, will access points within you, within your soul, within your spirit, that can aid you in your growth spiritually and mentally and physically, because all meditations, all work with anything like that will aid your daily life as well. It will make you feel in a different way. You'll feel more compassionate, you'll feel more energy, you will look at the world in a slightly different way. So if you want to begin this practice, I'm going to show you how, and if done daily, and I know to a lot of people they're going to say, oh what, I'm not doing that. Guys, you don't get anything for anything. In other words, if you don't put the work in, you won't receive the benefits. And I know to some people that's too much. So if you want to start slowly and do it once a week, that is fine. The more you do it, the more it becomes easier, and you will then find that you can actually do it just like that. When you first start, obviously you've got to think what you're doing and you've got to take the time, and you're going to forget things, but once you've got it in your head, in your mind, you'll be able to just reel it off, and you'll start to feel it as well. When you first start, you probably won't, but when you're used to doing it, you will actually start to feel things. What I thought we would do is raise a little bit of energy first, because if you're starting straight from scratch and you're just starting, it's very difficult. You need to get your mind in that mindset before you can drift into a meditation or just to be in the zone. Being in the zone just means that your mind and your body and everything about you is set on one place. And once you can train yourself to do that, you will open up a scope of abilities. And so we're going to start with the drum, just to get you into that way of thought. And we just take a slow beat. And I want you to just get rid of any nerves, get rid of anything that might be making you feel a little bit worried about doing this procedure. If you've not done it before, it's nothing that's going to hurt you, it's nothing that's going to interrupt your actual lives. In anything, it's going to enhance. Now, for those who are scared or worried, you can ask for protection, and there is an easy way of doing that. We can do that by asking, or you can draw yourself a circle, which I have many videos on, and if you wish to do that beforehand, that is perfectly okay. So what do we do? If you're going to do a circle, then fine, drink some water and then cast your circle, make yourself feel okay, because that's the main thing. And then we start on the chakras. So I want you to get yourself comfortable. I want you to shut off your phones and things like that. I want you to make sure you're not going to be disturbed, because this will take a few minutes of your time and you need not to rush things. And so then I want you to shake all your limbs out. I want you to wear something obviously very comfortable. And when you've got yourself ready, I want you to start to think about nothing. I don't want you worrying about what you've got to do later in the day. I don't want you thinking about what you had for dinner or what you're having for dinner. Nothing worldly. You are in a different zone. You are at a time where it's about you and your existence and where you've come from. And with that, I think now we're going to get into that meditational state. You're not meditating, you're just bringing yourself into that feeling of relaxation and abandonment as such. And when you feel like that, it makes life a lot easier. It makes it easier to open up. It makes it easier to see the unseen. It makes it easier to be. With all thoughts pushed to one side, spiritually and physically. So, you should be relaxed as such. You should feel in the zone, comfortable clothing, and no one's going to disturb you. And if you're at that stage, we can then begin. But before we get into it, I want to say, chakras, there are many forms of them. There are many ways that we can open and shut our energy points of the body. But the best part about the chakra system is that it's renownedly used and known, and so you can get the information off of books and the internet at any time. It's at your fingertips. You haven't got to memorize it all, but of course in time you will. It will be in your mind and you'll be able to use it. The sheer fact that it makes some sort of sense helps you as well. And I don't give it the full long names, because that also can put people off. As I said to you, there are many ways, and you can look into that at a later date. Simpler ways, bigger ways, littler ways. But once you open up, you know the feeling and you'll know what you're doing, and you won't need to label it. In fact, I don't think to myself when I open up, the chakras names, like the root chakra, the heart chakra, the sacral chakra. No, I don't do that. The crown chakra, none of those things. To me, I just visualise it in my mind and it's boom, 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 boom. It's done. And you too can get into that way. You need to protect, ground, open up, and you're ready for any work that you might be doing. But of course there are rules you need to attain to, and you also need to feel that you're safe. You also need to realise that we don't always need to open these up to do all the types of work that witches do or psychics do. We just use it when we know we're going to need that power, we're going to need that extra oomph. And opening up, for example, when you are wanting to attain to work with spirit or deity or ancestors, then you need to open up. But if you're doing just a spell or something like that, no, you don't really need to. You use your own inner power. But again, it can help you attain that inner power if you're willing to use these centres. And I have before opened up the one centre that I need, not all of them. As long as you close it down afterwards, there's no harm to you. So what are we going to do? Well, it's quite simple. We're going to visualise, we're going to feel, we're going to listen, and we're going to hear. We're going to touch on the inner. We're going to be in the zone, and that will help you. So what we normally do is think about above the world. What is there? Above the world is the universe, and in the universe are all the planets and the sun and the moon, and there are many, many, many galaxies. And in the centre of the galaxy is a light, and that light is the light, the divine light, the spark. It's what makes us live. It's what helps the universe to be, and any life forms that may be around. So that is the energy you are thinking about. You're not thinking about where you are or who you are. You're looking to that spot, that white light, silvery white pulsating light, millions and trillions of years away in that universe. And when you can get your mind focused upon that, everything else will go away. You will just see that in your mind's eye. Focus on it, visualize it, see it. And when you see that light, that's when we will start to bring it towards us. You need to start to see it traveling as fast as time itself, coming towards you, coming towards the earth, like it's about to explode. The light is shining bright, and the further it comes towards you, the more it is brilliant. The light is beautiful. It's warm. Now you start to feel that warmth. As you think warmth and you see that light, feel that warmth in your head, just your head area. And we call the head area the crown. It's the crown chakra that you want to open up. Now, as this light cascades faster and faster and comes towards you, start to see it appear on your ceiling. First of all, you see a bulge in your ceiling, and then you see it cascading through pure silver white light, cascading down with drops of like rain coming off of it. And you are in awe because you can see this and you can feel it and hear it. You can hear the rumble of the power of it as it's coming toward you. Call it now. Come light, feel me now. And as it comes through the ceiling, it sits hovering above your head. Now, at this point, I want you to not rush anything, guys. I want you to visualize this until you can sense it, feel the warmth, hear the rumbling noise, and want it to come into you. Because the more you sense it and feel it, the more it's going to want to come into you, and the more you're going to want it to come into you. So now let it. Just release your tension of where you've been looking at it and just accept it. And as you do and you relax into it, the light will come into your crown. And as it comes into your crown, you feel your head filling up with this beautiful white energy, the energy of knowing, the energy of all, the energy of our beginnings, the energy of life itself. And you have that within you now. What an amazing feeling, because I know how I feel, and excited and honoured and happy it makes you feel. There it is, filling your mind, filling your head space, every little vein, and it's pulsating now within your mind, and you can feel it, and it feels good. Now from this light, imagine a trail of oil coming out and running down the tin. Now I want you to visualize that light doing exactly the same thing, coming down, oozing down like a trickle, coming down to your third eye, which is approximately between your eyebrows. And guys, this is more than just an eye. It's attached to the pineal gland, which is centered in the middle of your brain, and it's set in the middle, and it also connects to the other side of your skull, which is the pituitary gland as well. You have got so much going on there, and it has been proved that people that do this sort of stuff all the time have a very much larger pineal gland. When they've done post-mortems on these people, they have found that their glands are much larger. So put two and two together, and it may well be to do with expanding your mind. We don't know, but all I can say is that you will start to feel tensions in your head when it's growing and release when it shuts. So there is something connected to this. So visualize now here where your third eye is. Some people like to visualize an eye, but when you're starting, I like to just visualize a purple little bud, like a flower, like a little rose, a lovely beautiful colour, lilac or mauve or any colour that's around that, violet, anything. See it as you want to see it, and as you see it, I want you to visualise that bud opening up into a beautiful rose. And as it does, think, I want to see, I want to see. And as you do, you might start to get a little bit of a tension feeling, or like a little ache, and that is your eye opening, guys. When you start, it can be a little bit, oh, that's a little bit tender. It's nothing to worry about. It's all part of it. It's the way we open. When you're used to it, you don't notice it. But when you're not using it and it's early days, then yes, you will get that sensation. And as I said, don't be concerned about that. You are using a part of the mind that people don't normally use. So it's cool. Be okay with it. Now we see the trickle of that white light, which is now mingled with the mauve light, with the indigo light, and it comes down, and it's coming down, 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 and it's coming into your throat area. Now again, in the throat, we want to see a bud. We want to see a bud for flower, because it's easy to visualize. When you're doing it yourself, you can open it up any way you want to. You can visualize anything, but to start with, it's good to see it as a little rosebud. And this is a beautiful dark blue, fantastic color. And you want to see that bud growing and opening up. And as you do, you might get a slight ache in your throat. And the reason for this, guys, is because we live in a very vocal world, and it's a very unappreciative vocalism. In other words, everybody has their own views on things, and there's lots of arguing and there's lots of tension, and people sometimes hold back and don't say what they want to say to those that they're in partnerships with, or their loved ones, or you know, people in authority. They want to speak out and they can't, so they hold it in. So because you're opening up that area, you may feel a tightness because your vocals of wanting to say, but they haven't been allowed. Some people don't get that because they are vocal and they do let it out, but there are others that are silenced, and so they may feel the tightness there. See it opening up, and the colour blue expanding and merging now with the colours that have come before it. Try to see them in a line together as it comes down. Now we see it trailing down again like a teardrop, but very wide, coming down now into your heart chakra. And remember, guys, this is all down the centre of your body. It's not waning off to the sides or anywhere else. It's a straight line all the way down. So you're coming down into your heart chakra area. It's not the actual heart, it is your heart chakra. That is why it's central. Okay, when we get there, you can visualize it as a bud, but the bud is in two colors: green, vibrant green, and pink. And so you see those colors together and you start to see the bud opening up. Now, sometimes I like to feel the heartbeat with this one, but it's entirely up to you. You don't have to. If it comes into your mind, I want to feel my heartbeat, or you start to feel your heartbeat, then that is really telling you, then use that, feel that. Now, all these chakras will be leaving their bits that you can feel, and they'll all be going on at the same time. So don't be worried if you feel a bit strange. Get there and the bud is opening up and you can feel it and you can feel the warmth. Now again, if you have issues with the heart area, you're going to feel them. And this is another way you will be healing as well. By doing this daily, you can cleanse your chakras, you can heal these open wounds, you can start to live your life in a stronger way. So it's helpful. So even if you're feeling these things, they will get better in time by doing this, because that universal energy is coming through and cleansing it all at the same time. Not only is it filling you with knowledge and everything, it's also taking away all the rubbish at the same time. So it's a really cool thing to do, guys. So the heart is now opened up. You think, how many more have we got to go through? Well, you have a body and you have to open everything. You can't just leave it. So we see that trickle now, merging all the colours together, coming down, vibrant, because these colours are becoming more and more vibrant. Coming down now to the solar plexus, which is just above the belly button. Not actually your belly button, but above the belly button, because it is the spiritual umbilical cord. It is the sense of being, the sense of all, the sensitivity, the feeling area. And we see this one as a very much larger bud to start with, because it has so much involved in it. Now, I don't see this as a bud, and I've never. We always think of this as a lotus. You know that beautiful plant, the lotus. And we see that in a beautiful bright yellow. And as it starts to open up, you may start to get all these butterflies in your stomach, or this feeling of emotion. That's fine. It's great. Don't be worried. As it opens up, it takes over all that area, and it's vibrant and beautiful. It's a lovely, brilliant yellow. And you will want to stay there in this feeling for a little while, because it's so beautiful. But we can't just stay there. We need to open the last two up. So we're going to see it trickle down now, all the colours all coming down into the sacral chakra, which is just below the belly button area. Now this one is, when we're doing chakra work in Reiki, is renownedly known as the sexual one, because it's about male, female. So it's partly about who you are. So if you're a woman, you will feel the energy will go into one way, and if you're a male, it goes the opposite way. And I think it's to do with the fact there's different genitalia and stuff like that. I don't know the reasons why, guys, but it seems to work that way when doing Reiki. But we want to see a rosebud. We want to see it in beautiful coloured orange, and we're going to see it open up, and we want to see it spread sort of wider, because it seems to take it over to the hip area. So we want to widen that one. We want to see it open up and widen in a beautiful colour. And you might feel a warmth there, guys. Some people don't feel anything with that one, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. So now we see the trickle coming down of all the colours down, and this one goes right underneath, guys. Right underneath. If you imagine a pole from the floor going through the middle of you, so it goes all the way up, that would be the point where the chakra actually is. And that is called the base chakra. It's a beautiful colour, red. We want to see that brighten up and open up like a rosebud again. You may get a sensation there, a tightness or a buzzing feeling. Some people get a buzzing feeling. Now, when this one is opened up, we don't stop there, guys, because we've opened up all of the chakras now, but we still have to be careful. So, we want to bring that light down now and turn it back into a beautiful white. Bring it down both legs so it partitions and comes down your legs like a trickle, and it comes all the way down to your feet and then through the soles of your feet. And you need to see it go into the earth, and you need to see the light spread like branches of a tree, down and down and down, deeper and deeper into the earth. And then you are open. Now this, guys, is how you keep yourself grounded, protected and open, okay? This is how you must be before you do any work that needs that extra communication from those that are not seen. So if you're intent on doing work like that, then this is the way to go. It will open you to all psychic abilities and opening up anything that you want to do. So if you're really wanting to grow in a spiritual way, then chakra opening is the way ahead. So now we've done it, guys, you can't leave it open. And as I said, this video is all about how to open and shut, so we're not going to do nothing in between. I want you to just learn how to do this exercise and be safe. So once you've finished what it is you want to do, you're still connected to the earth. You start to get yourself in that frame of mind again where you know you want to finish now, and you're a bit tired, you've done what you want to do. So you get yourself settled again and start to visualize those branches of white that's in the earth. And we're going to pull them. You're going to visualize that feeling as if you was pulling your foot off the floor and something was attached to it. That feeling, you want to feel that coming up. So it's coming up and it's like you're having to pull, as if you was pulling a weed out of the earth and you're really tugging at it. Get that sensation in your mind, because that's how rooted you have been. Now see that come to the surface, and you know that feeling when you pull it and it comes away. It's going to come up now through your feet, both sides up together, and it's pulling back and pulling back, and as it goes up it leaves no trace. It's coming up to the base chakra. As it comes through the base chakra, you see that rosebud shutting, going back to how it was when you first saw it. Now slowly see that release and the red disappear and come up with all the other colours, remember, all merged together, coming up now to your sacral chakra, which was orange. But remember, you still have the other colours involved in it, so it won't just be orange. But see that orange bud, because the orange bud will always stay the same. It's just the trickle going up that will be all the colours. So you get to the sacral and you start to watch it go down, go down, go down. It's a bud again. Now you see the trickling of all the colours minus the orange going up. It comes up to the solar plexus and beautiful yellow and lotus plant. Now the lotus plant starts to shut and go down, and you see it as a larger bud than the others, but closed. See the colour missing from the rest of it now as it goes up, and it goes up to the heart chakra. And you see that the heartbeat starts to calm, if you've been hearing the heartbeat, of course. And you see that bud shutting and the colours going back. And now you see just the last 3 colours together, and the trickle comes up to the throat. And you start to see the rosebud, beautiful colour blue, closing and dissipating. And you feel relieved and released. You feel okay. See the trickle now of just the 2 colours coming up to the third eye, and the rosebud closes and closes till it's just small. And now you come up to that beautiful white light, that silver white light, which has been there in your mind the whole time. And you say to it, thank you so much for opening and showing me my inner power that's come from your energy. And I thank you for the life you've given to this world and to all those. I thank you for the life and the beautiful privilege I have had to have you here today. And I bid thee hail and farewell. And with that, you start to see that energy lift off of your head. And you start to see it hovering on the ceiling as before. And like a shooting star, you see it go whoosh back to the centre of the universe. Now, you need to shut your head because it's open. It's opened right up, and we don't want anything getting in, guys. So I always imagine a trap door. I imagine pulling that trap door down and a big bolt which I push through. Nothing can get through because I say so. I say to it, I am shut for business. Thank you very much. Bye bye. And that, guys, is how you open and close your chakra system. Because you have to be safe in all these practices. And if you're not, then you really shouldn't be doing it. You need to be safe. So I hope that's helped some of you out there. I did get a request for this video, so I thought I would do it. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content on this channel and get what you're looking for. And if you have any questions, just use the comments before or my community posts. I'll always get back to you because I always do. So anyone that comments will get a reaction or a comment back. Thank you to those that are always here supporting this channel and me. I really do appreciate it because without you it wouldn't be worth it. Thank you. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. Love you guys. House of Alang.